つつ歩くことさえ疲れた時は忘れかけていた古い本のページ開けてみるのもいい。ミュージック開いたらメロディーの雨が肩を濡らしてミュージック降り
それにしても飛び道具ってのは偉いもんだな。
お前って人間いまいちわかんねえんだよ
女っつうのはそういうもんだよ、シャイアン。
な。分かった分かった。インコムにつけておいた私の目で見回してくれないか。
こうか？
オーケー、その調子で一回りしてくれ。ガンプだ。ガンプがどうしてこんなところに。行く。他にもいるかもしれないぞ。気をつけろ。
次はその可愛い頭を切り落としてもいいのだぞ。この近距離では竜の火は強力すぎて使えまい。こちらへ渡せば命は助けてやるぞ。
イクールイクール返事をしてくれイクール。
シャイアン、こっちだよ。
イクール
撃っちゃった。シャイアン、この装甲服動かんぜ。
イクールよかった。
いや、あのロボット私のタイプだったからちょっと惜しかったわ。
そうかい。
どうしたの？
千年ぶりだな、人間機械。
覚えているのか。
我々の記憶は共通だ。一個体でも覚えていれば全てわかる。鉄くずに帰れ、出来損ないの人間機械。
それだけかエルメダイン。これでも逃げられまい。
ここで爆発を起こせばあの女も巻き添えだぞ。
あの子は運が強いんだ。こんなことじゃ大丈夫なんだ。
非科学的な意見もありがとう。
Video games. Children play them, artists make them, and nerds love them. But what are they really? Tonight on SBC, we're picking up the controller and loading into the latest craze in digital entertainment. First up, let's hit the streets and talk to the people that can't stop gaming, the gamers.
Video games?
I don't think they're good for children.
I think they're pretty neat. That's what I do in my spare time.
I don't like the idea of them staying there pumping money into them.
The industry's doing real well. Now, how well the children are doing, I don't know.
We love them. The children love them. My grandchildren have them.
I don't know. I guess it's all right as long as it's keeping them off the street and there's some place that they can, be supervised somewhat.
I had a concern that I really wasn't sure what type of a draw this was going to have, not only on the other children in the community, but my own. Would they start going in, playing games there instead of doing things like reading, which I wanted them to do, their homework after school? They'd get involved playing with a lot of these games. That has not happened.
The problem is, and maybe societies haven't dealt with this properly, but what do you do with youth when they congregate? Are we saying that there are no benefits to have young people together? What kinds of alternatives are we providing for our youth today? And are we not going to possibly take just one more thing away from them?
Suddenly, coin video games are turning up all over the country. In supermarkets, barbershops, doctor's offices, bookstores, even in the jury room at the municipal courthouse in San Jose, California. Well, naturally, we have some questions. Where do these games come from? What effect do they have on the players? And what happens when they appear in our communities? To get some answers, let's go to the source. This is Sunnyvale, the heart of California's famous Silicon Valley. Coin video games were born here in Sunnyvale less than a decade ago when a small company called Atari introduced a game called Pong. Don Osborne is currently vice president of Atari's Coin Video Games division.
The microprocessor is a computer, and it's this computer technology that has been developed in conjunction with the video screen that really makes it special and very different. This is what gives intelligence to the product, and this is what we think young people are responding to. They have now a recreation forum and an entertainment forum that is allowing them in an interactive way to deal with an intelligent kind of thing. And what you essentially have is you have a cadre of very bright, young, excited, enthusiastic engineers who are programming the memories of these video games and feeding intelligence into these video games to challenge players.
It has to be easy enough for the person who's never played a video game before to walk up and play it for a sufficient length of time that he doesn't feel like he's had his quarter stolen right out of his hand. But it has to be challenging enough that the expert player can come up and play it and be challenged by it, not be bored by it.
I'm really interested in the bizarre quality of life on Earth, but not necessarily the everyday business. I'm really, like Centipedes is sort of, and it came out sort of because I don't like spiders. That's a lot of how that happened. And the spider in that is very cartoonish and mischievous and just irritating, really. And I liked, having my way over a spider.
Well, that's what the game makers are aiming for. Color, sound, excitement. But what really happens when a player puts a quarter into a machine?
Gives you a feeling of power. You can destroy all these crazy, probably things.
It's a way to spend an evening with the family, and, the cost is minimal.
You work hard at it, you try different tactics and stuff. It's just fun. It's challenging. It always changes. It's always something different.
And I go crazy when I get on Pac-Man. You'd think I was 10 years old again.
At the University of Connecticut in Stamford, psychologist Jerry Seeholster is interested in the broader implications of video games.
I suspect it's going to take a concerted effort on the part of the kids, the parents, the game owners, the arcade owners, and perhaps even the manufacturers, sort of an educational push. It seems to me that the control of all of the problems that have been cited against games lies in the hands of the people who play them, lies in the hands of the people who offer them, the arcade owners, and certainly in the hands of the people who produce them. The impression that I get from reading a lot of the anti-video game literature is that the parents feel that these forces are out of their control, totally out of their control. It's almost as if these games are going to steal their children from them and make them into robots or something like that. But it lies in the control of the people who are involved in them.
Since video games first began making their appearance in local communities, the same questions have been asked so many times that we now begin to see a pattern emerge of how the issue rises and how it's settled by local communities. This is Westchester County, about 25 miles up the Hudson River from New York City. The issue came up first here in the village of Irvington and then spread quickly to other communities. Now it's taken the form of a proposed video game ordinance. Some thoughts about all of this from the town supervisor, Charles DiGiacomo, who's the highest elected official in the area.
In Westchester County right now, there's probably 7 or 8 communities, towns and villages that have restrictive ordinances with regard to video games and arcades. And the towns and villages that do not have them, they're getting pressure now from various groups that they institute these types of ordinances. To me, it makes absolutely no sense at all, because I know there are very young people that use these games and middle-aged people and older people that use it. And I think that young people should be allowed to use it because it helps them with the reflexes and eye coordination. And I think it's a valuable tool for all of us, and it's a great way, I think, to get a lot of pleasure out of this type of thing. And I don't think that it should be restricted. There's nothing wrong with video games per se.
I'd like to see more concern on the part of the places that have the machines in terms of not operating them perhaps during school hours. If there is proper supervision and concern on the part of the people that own the establishment, it seems to alleviate the problems greatly.
Like many families, the Harans of Westchester County, New York, have had to take a close look at the coin video game issue.
I think parents also have a role to know where their kids are, to see what they're doing, to see who they're with. So I think that parental aspect of it also has to be taken into account.
I really like to see the games in these places because I think that our kids have so little to do, especially in the suburbs. Our kids have nothing. They have no place to go. You have to drive your kids everywhere. Everything costs money. The movies are going up. Roller skating is going up. Bowling is going up. So it's kind of nice to have a place where they can go and play some games and only spend a couple of dollars. I don't want to see any more restrictions than just what's moderate and just what's good.
Amusement arcades account for part of the video game marketplace, but the fact is, at least 80% of all the machines in the country are in places like this. Benny Settembre's Pizza Parlor, Route 9A, Croton-on-Hudson, New York.
Kids that do come here, they know it's well supervised. They know that they can't hang out here. And they know that they're not going to bother any other kids here. They know they're not going to take anybody for their money. I have such a good relationship with them. They, if they're short for a slice, no problem. I do sponsor 4 or 5 softball teams. I take care of soccer teams. I take care of the town. The money that I do make from machines adds to whatever I have to make here to stay here in business. I would resent them taking them away from me, and I think it would cause me to not to want to do anything with the town.
Hey, right now, Loblaws is having a huge frozen food sale. You can get tremendous value on over 50 frozen food items, frozen vegetables, frozen meat entrees, frozen concentrated juices, ice cream. If it's frozen, you can save plenty. Don't get left out on the cold. Come on in and stock up that freezer. Loblaws frozen food sale. Another reason why more than the price is right. Does he work here?
男は強くあれ。男は可愛くあれ。 ドタバタネズミアドベンチューネズミックス Xbox.
Captain, an Earthling ship is attacking.
Send out the saucer.
Too late, Captain. He shot them down.
Dispatch the hopping droids.
It's no use, Captain. He's attacking the mothership.
Quick, put him on the screen. They ugly. Buck Rogers, Planet of Zoom, from Sega.
Well, if it isn't Tamagotchi, her new favorite pet.
Yes.
So what's that make me, fish sticks?
Oh, are you hungry?
Oh, no. By all means, feed it. Play till your heart's content.
Look, Goldie. I took good care of her, and she changed again.
Change? How about changing some water here?
Katie, Buzz is here.
So Tamagotchi can pause. I can pause, too. Want to see that again?
Tamagotchi, the original virtual reality pet. Your care determines the pets you get. From Bandai.
As a trustee in a town outside Chicago, David Rubin confronted Coin Video Games as a parent and as a town official.
My feeling, if I were to make suggestions to other communities, would be that I think there is a certain amount of airing of the whole issue that has got to be done when it first occurs. I think that tends to diffuse some of the emotions that probably will arise when the first game shop operator decides he wants to come into the community. You obviously have got to sort of police the hours that this thing is open, close them at reasonable times so that the children aren't hanging around, that they don't have some place to go late in the evening. But short of that, I think it really comes down to how well the parents discipline their children and how they use their time. And I think there is a place for these types of games in the life of a child.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Sweeney. I'm a sergeant in the 24th Police District in the city of Chicago. Prior to the 24th District coming into the Rogers Park community here in Chicago, they had a problem with gangs. A couple of kids got injured, one got killed. But during that same week, we had our first game room open up. Since that time, we haven't had another game war. Recently, the city fathers of the city of Chicago felt that it was a necessity to make it a law that you have to be under the, you have to be 18 years of age in order to even enter into a game room. It would mean that the kids would be back on the street, gangs would be out there recruiting again, and it would be just too much of a problem and a headache. So I went down to the city council and I gave testimony as to what the police department side of the view was. City fathers decided not to enact the law after I gave my testimony and after they heard other testimony as to our side of it as far as the police department is concerned.
We play the games here, or we go to any game room. You know, we're keeping us off the streets, and it's not like we're starting any trouble or anything. We're learning.
I noticed at the time, largely because my kids have been spending a lot of time playing arcade games, and I was trying to play them, that people develop incredible levels of expertise in playing the games.
Here on campus at the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, Professor Emmanuel Donchin heads up the psychology department and a research project to determine whether or not video games can be successfully used in training to develop and maintain specific skills.
We're interested in analyzing the game into its component skills and find out if there are different skills, each of which is separately trainable. It looks like we can analyze the game into its component skills. The next phase would be to find out if you train skills in one game, if you can transfer the skill that you've developed into another situation. If so, then the games can become rudimentary training devices. You can talk about pilot training, tank gunnery trainers, controllers of nuclear power plants, any kind of situation in which a human has to interact with a very, very complex machine and control it.
Dr. Harold Abelson is a scientist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge. He uses video games in his Project Logo.
The Logo project is a project that's been going on at MIT since about 1969. And what we've been trying to do is find effective ways to put computer power in the hands of children and all sorts of people. We found that computers can be a wonderful way to get people to explore physics by making games and having things move on the screen and understanding that. And Logo is in some sense a vision of how computers can be used to make education much more creative and take some of the real creativity that comes with working with a computer medium and putting that at the service of education.
As a school psychologist and special consultant to a Long Island, New York school district, Peter Favaro explores the potential of video games to increase understanding between parents and children.
And I've developed a manual which teaches parents how to use the games to gain access into kind of the experiential world of the child. I teach parents techniques of what they can do with children to find out what children are thinking, to find out what's going on in their fantasies, to find out what their child's issues are. Games can be used, if used correctly, to facilitate communication between parents and children. It's a vehicle around which cooperative interactions can occur.
For the most part, like I said, the values that he's going to receive are those things that I'm going to teach him. And him coming to a game room is not intrinsically bad. It's not going to harm him to play a game. Personally, I don't feel like it's the responsibility of government to legislate what my kids can do and what they can't do. Being Christian people, we don't want to go to a place that would give us a bad reputation or otherwise. We'd rather come to a place that's a family operation and run cleanly.
At last count, there were almost 10,000 coin video game operators across the USA. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, operator Steve Goot is helping to make a good name for coin video games.
We're out actively seeking church groups, communities, and families. We try to make ourselves unique in the fact that we recognize that problems could exist in an operation like this. We try to appeal to the community. As an example, we want that mother to bring her child here while she's shopping. We want her to feel free to drop that child off and to feel free when she comes back to walk in herself and that she won't be harassed by teenagers who are unruly. This type of operation does not allow that type of thing to happen. It is well lit. It is well supervised. We're looking to do away with the reputation that the old arcade or game room around the corner or pool hall once had. This is something we've done voluntarily. We would hope that this could be done voluntarily all over the country. It's very important that we govern our own industry.
As a manufacturer, we're going to communities. We're working with different agencies, and we're sitting down with people across the table, and we're rolling up our sleeves, and we're saying, what are the alternatives that we can together forge into some sort of an agreement, some sort of compromise position to really allow us to not only coexist in the community together, but for our industry to have a real positive, beneficial effect in the community. We want to do that.
Right now we're working with Atari and other game operators to set up some pilot programs at some of our community centers. We've got a special Youth Month program coming up in San Jose where we're focusing positive attention on young people in San Jose. And as part of this with Atari, we're looking at setting up these game rooms in our community centers at different geographic places throughout the city.
Here in San Jose, California, Youth Commissioner Neil Christie gave his support to the local kids in confronting coin video game opposition before it started.
Well, the City Council directed their administration to come up with a set of guidelines, and the things they're looking at are how much supervision should be in the game room, what type of hours should there be so they don't conflict with school schedules where young people are maybe cutting school. And so they directed the city administration, the police department, and the San Jose Youth Commission, which is the youth leadership group in the city of San Jose, to jointly come up with a set of guidelines that would go back to city council. We need preventative type of programs. Let's get them into something positive instead of having to deal with them in the juvenile justice system. And I think by putting this type of program together, which is incorporating the business community as well as the government and working with young people together, I think is going to be sort of the prototype program for the future. Instead of having more juvenile jails and things like that, these are the type of things we have to do. And hopefully a lot of the other communities are going to look at that in that positive vein instead of the negative vein of what's the problem with it, instead of saying, how can we use these to best serve both young people in our city and communities?
We've traveled around the country and seen how coin video games represent a computer-age challenge in human relationships that's as old as youth itself. And we've also seen how parents, businessmen, elected officials, and the players themselves are programming a response that we can live with and play with.
Stand by for the hottest games on CD-ROM. This is the CD Countdown. Number 5, SimCity 2000 Collection. Number 4, Fade to Black. Number 3, Werewolf vs. Comanche. Number 2, Crusader, No Remorse. Number 1, Need for Speed. For the hottest games on CD-ROM, look for the CD Countdown. In store now.
Walmart Home Entertainment. You can find anything for everybody.
New CD, Walmart. New music, Walmart. We got like the best video games here. It's like grrr. We just, you like preview movies, you can preview
CDs.
You like this CD? You try it. You like that CD? You try it.
If you have a computer, this is a place to be.
Movies.
Hello, new releases.
The prices have
Low. They're low.
She got it.
Prices are low.
We have all the hottest and the latest. You come to Walmart and you will just get hooked up.
If you can keep on top of these California games, you'll know you're incredible. 6 great fun-in-the-sun games for your Nintendo. Roller skating, foot bag, totally awesome skateboarding. BMX racing, so exciting. Oh, it's like the real deal. Master all 6, you'll be like king of the beach. California games for your Nintendo.
So you want to be a gamer too, but how do you get started? There's consoles, cartridges, cables, and all from different companies. Knowing what's worth getting and what's no good, it can be tough. Thankfully, the fine employees at Toys R Us are here to help.
I'm sure you've heard the phrase, there's never been a better time to be a Toys R Us kid. And I just want to add, there's never been a better time to be a Toys R Us kid working in the world of R-Zone. Today, we are going to briefly discuss Nintendo's major releases this year. The Nintendo GameCube, scheduled for a November 5th launch at a super retail price of $199.99. Nintendo anticipates supplying the U.S. market with 2 million units for the holiday season. At last week's E3 show, GameCube stole the headlines with its innovative, compact design console specifically targeting the true game enthusiast. GameCube software will have some of the most compelling content targeting Toys R Us core customer, children 8 to 14. And last but not least, we have the first of our major platform releases this year with Game Boy Advance. Available in-store on June 13th. Did you know that there have been over 120 million Game Boys sold since the birth of Game Boy? That is more than any other system in the gaming category. Portable handheld systems account for more than 25% of all the total systems sold today. Game Boy Advance is the next level of portable gaming that promises to deliver the ultimate experience in handheld gaming. Nintendo will be launching over 7 million units between June 10th and the holiday season. Toys R Us will kick off the Game Boy Advance launch with almost 200,000 units. In addition, there will be over 25 accessory options for the Game Boy Advance, such as the Worm Light, the Power Cradle Station, the all-new lighted Game Shield, and the multiplayer link cable and AC adapter from Nintendo. A complete lineup of new carrying cases specifically designed for Game Boy Advance. And remember, Game Boy Color accessories do not work with Game Boy Advance. A great opportunity for add-on sales.
The next generation is here. Get the ultimate in handheld gaming. Get Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance has a 32-bit CPU, a screen that is 50% larger, 6 times the memory, and 17 times the clock speed of its predecessor. Bring on 32,000 simultaneous colors, PCM stereo sound, 4-player multiplay capability that runs 15 hours on 2 AA batteries. You have another king in the legendary line. Great system with great new games. Plus, the Game Boy Advance remains backwardly compatible, so you can play all the great games gamers have gathered over the years.
Now that you've learned a little bit about the iron magic of informing guests about the product features and benefits, let's see the rest of magic put into action.
Oh.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son's Game Boy Advance system.
Great. How many units did you reserve?
Just one.
Okay. And what games did you reserve?
Well, none. I thought that he could play the games he had on this new unit.
Oh, absolutely. But take a look at how cool these new games are. The enhanced color, the graphics, it's all just so improved.
You know what? Thanks anyway. I'm going to let him use his old games still for a while.
No problem. Just so you know, the Game Boy Advance accessories are not backwards compatible, so any accessories he currently has will not work on this system.
Really? Why not?
Well, just as the technology has improved, so have the accessories. The Wormlight, for example, now has a pass-through feature allowing you to use the link cable at the same time, which was not available on the current system.
So I guess I really better get the new ones then.
Yeah, which accessories does your son have now?
Okay, he has that Wormlight and the Game Link, I think that's what it's called.
Okay, we've got them both in stock. Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
Do you want to hear about any of our other accessories?
You know what? I'm really in a hurry. I have to run.
Okay, great. Follow me. I'll ring you right up.
Okay, thank you so much for showing me the new accessories. He really would have been disappointed.
Oh, sure. You're welcome. Thanks for visiting us at Toys R Us today.
Okay.
Hi. How can I help you today?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm here to pick up my son's Game Boy Advance system.
Okay, how many units did you reserve?
We've got just one.
Okay, great. You know, we still have some extra units available. Maybe you have a friend that's looking for one?
No, I don't think so, but thank you.
Not a problem. I just wanted you to know we've got some in stock in case you wanted to add another unit to the family or if you have a friend that wants to get in on the fun.
Okay.
Have you seen the new units?
No. Do you have one?
I have one right here.
Oh, let me see it.
There it is,
Oh,
the Game
wow.
Boy Advance.
Wow.
And does your son like to compete against his friends?
Does he? That's all he ever talks about.
Just so you know, the Game Boy Advance accessories are not backwards compatible, so any accessories he currently has will not work on this system.
Oh, really? Why not?
Well, just as the technology has improved, so have the accessories. The Wormlight, for example, now has a pass-through feature allowing you to use the link cable at the same time, which was not available on the current system.
So I guess I really better get the new ones then.
Yeah, which accessories does your son have now?
He has a Wormlight.
Okay.
And I think a Cable Link. I think that's it.
Okay, great. Well, we have them both in stock. And what games did you reserve?
None. I thought that he could play the games he had on this new unit.
Absolutely, but take a look at how cool some of these new games are.
Oh, wow.
Look at that, the enhanced color, the graphics, and the action, it's all so improved. What types of games do you and your son like to play?
Mostly sports, and he loves any kind of race game.
Great. He's going to be so happy with the graphic quality and action in these new games.
Okay.
For example, this game,
Yeah?
love this game, the F-Zero Maximum. It's rated E for everyone, so it's a great family game as well. It's an arcade-style racing game that operates on a futuristic track.
Wow. You know, I don't really know.
Well, it's really cool. For $29.99, it's a super game with really vivid graphics and colors.
It is his birthday coming up. Okay, I'm getting it.
Great. If you're going to get the game,
Yeah?
the buyer's guide is great. This will help your son have confidence in mastering this game. Make sure he looks at it. There are lots of great playing tips in here that I'm sure he'll be really interested in. And he can learn all sorts of different ways to win the race, giving him more challenges, so he'll also want to play the game longer, making it a better value.
You're right. He will definitely love that.
Great.
Thanks. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you? Is there like a volume control? You know, he plays this in the car a lot and it gets a little...
And now I've got just what you need.
Okay.
Listen, these earphones keep everybody happy. They're the Bud type, so they're very discreet and extremely hip looking.
Okay.
And they're only $9.99 as well. And you know, if he plays a lot, you really should start thinking about an AC or car adapter.
That sounds a little expensive.
Well, listen to this. If you're doubtful about the value of an adapter, look at it this way. 180 hours of play will cost roughly $23 in batteries.
Mhm.
Now, at that rate, you'll have the $19.99 paid off in no time.
It's hot.
In addition, you save time because you won't be making all those trips to the store to get more batteries. Would you like to get the AC adapter and the car adapter?
I don't know. Let me think about that.
Sure, no problem. Where does he play with his Game Boy the most?
In the car, to and from school, on trips.
Well, then it might make more sense to just get the adapter for the car and then use batteries while at home.
Actually, that does sound good. Yeah, okay, I will.
Okay.
I'll take a car adapter and then some batteries when he's doing it at home. Okay.
Great, great. Now you have some great items to enhance the Game Boy Advance. Are you interested in learning on how to protect your investment?
I don't know what you mean.
This carrying case I've got on. Keep the
Oh.
unit protected. It's made from very durable nylon. You know, better yet, having the carrying case keeps all the parts in one place.
Right.
I can't tell you the number of times I get parents coming in here with stories about parts getting lost. It's a great investment. And it comes in a variety of colors. Which ones do you think
Well, do
would
you have
like?
it in black?
We do.
That's his favorite.
Okay, great. Well, what else can I help you find?
You know, nothing. I think I have it all. This
Great.
is great.
Well, I'll meet you up at the register with your system, your carrying case, and some batteries. And next time you're here, please make sure to stop in and tell me how your son likes F-Zero Maximum. I'll be curious to know if he likes it as much as I do.
Oh, Scott, thanks for all your help.
Thanks for shopping with us at
Okay.
Toys R Us today. It was a real pleasure to meet you.
Thanks.
Come back and visit us soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
We just saw a fantastic example of a world leader using the magic of selling to assist our guests. Now it's up to you to make what we just saw a reality in every Toys R Us location on June 13th, when Game Boy Advance is released. This marks the start of the most powerful lineup of video games ever launched in a single year. Advanced is a wonderful platform for Toys R Us to showcase our selling and service skills. But let's face it, we can easily sell thousands of Game Boy Advance systems. That isn't difficult given the excitement surrounding its release. The problem is the profit margins are razor thin, not unlike most other hardware systems. We only make $7 on every unit sold. The challenge is to sell thousands of games and accessories with the hardware. That's where the profitability lies. Our goal is to sell 2 pieces of software and 2 accessories with every hardware unit. Remember, the accessories our guests already own for traditional Game Boy are not compatible with Advance, so they really need the new accessories. Let me show you how you can take a hardware sale with $7 profit and convert it to $33. As you can see, by selling 2 pieces of software, you add on $14 in profit to the sale and another $12 with the accessories. That's your challenge, to add 4 or 5 times the hardware profit margin by selling software and accessories with each and every Game Boy Advance. Most importantly, when you sell games and accessories, everybody wins. Our guests will be delighted because you've enhanced the play value of their new system, and at the same time, your store is more profitable. You've really made their trip to Toys R Us a productive one. So get ready. The countdown to June 13th has begun.
Look who's back. And this time, the 2 of you are partners in the latest installment of the Pokemon saga. It's Pokemon Yellow, the special Pikachu edition for Game Boy Color, where it's you and Pikachu catching as many as you can together. Look for the Pokemon Yellow Bundle Pack. It includes a limited edition Pokemon Game Boy and Yellow Game Pack.
Toy Story, the video game. So real, you're there.
Now for Sega Genesis, coming for Super NES, system not included.
Get into it.
Introducing Kuma War, an intense boots-on-the-ground experience of actual news events occurring around the world right now. Real-world news. Real-world games. Subscribe to Kuma War, and each month you'll get playable missions delivered to your computer. Go to KumaWar.com and download your free trial.
Gaming is a wild community full of artists, enthusiasts, and techno fetishists. Let's take a look at the variety of experiences and gadgets they have to offer.
Here's a typical bunch of kids getting some good, healthy outdoor exercise while at school. But what will these kids do for fun when they get home this afternoon? Odds are they'll go inside to play with one of these things, a Nintendo Game Boy or an NEC Turbo Express. It's hard to find a 10-year-old boy who doesn't love to play video games. Today we'll take a look at the fascination and the technology of computer games on this edition of the Computer Chronicles. Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and with me this week is Paul Schindler. And Paul, we're playing the original video game. This is Pong in its first commercial version called Odyssey. And this goes back 14 years. And this was what a video game console used to look like. These are what the cartridges here used to look like. They weren't very complicated. This was the old controller. If you help me, though, we're going to jump ahead 14 years. And of course, this is Super Mario on Nintendo. Video games have changed quite a bit, obviously. The question when we talk about computer games and video games, I think for parents, Paul, is their concern that kids are addicted to this. What is your view? Is this a bad thing for kids to be playing this, or is there a good side to it?
I think there's a little of both, Stuart. I think, like all good things, video games should be taken in moderation. I have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I strictly limit their daily game playing time. Now, we don't happen to have a video game system, so they play games on the PC and on the Macintosh. That happens to be my preference because I think it builds familiarity with the way the system operates and with the keyboard. However, this isn't to say that I think video game systems are necessarily bad, because you're still working at the human-machine interface, developing comfort, and some people even say developing reflexes.
Right. All right, well, we're going to take a look at the latest technology in video and computer games, both hardware and software. We'll look at the new Nintendo competitors in the video game console market, NEC's TurboGrafx and Sega's Genesis. And we'll see the newest generation of computer games on a CD-ROM. Now, lest you think this computer game business is just for kicks, Nintendo now holds a kind of national Olympics for players of Tetris, Super Mario, etc. We're going to start out with a visit to the Western Regional Nintendo Finals held recently here in Oakland, California.
Brandon coming in at 5100. It was a dream come true for die-hard Nintendo fans. Over 10,000 of them packed the Oakland Coliseum when the Nintendo World Championships rolled in as part of a 9-month traveling extravaganza.
The Nintendo World Championships, its first year out, was really an idea that's been conceptualized about 2 years ago, brought out by demand of the players themselves, who seem to be socially interactive. They want to know who the best are. They're playing against with their families, with their peers, their friends. This is a way to bring Nintendo out of the house and into a show and really give those kids the spotlight that they deserve.
The players were divided into 3 age groups and competed in Super Mario Bros., Tetris, and Rad Racer. The winner with the highest combined score earned a spot in the finals in Hollywood and perhaps a shot at electronic stardom. The 3-day event also featured a power walk that highlighted brand new Nintendo games not yet on the market. Game counselors were also on hand to give tips to kids on improving their game skills. Such innovative marketing has helped keep Nintendo on top.
The keys of the success of Nintendo is the fact that they're always ahead of the market. In other words, they're always introducing new games from some of the hottest movies, some of the latest trends. They're always keeping one step ahead of everybody.
Figures from Nintendo show it expects to sell fewer units of its entertainment system this year. But by the year end, Nintendo also expects to have a place in nearly 30% of all U.S. households. The company's success clearly lies in churning out the popular software titles to run on those machines.
I think the success of Nintendo will go on forever, really indefinite, because it's like having a VCR in your home. Once you have the hardware, you have this choice of software. There's some over 450 games now, and with the Game Boy, there's some 700 games out there. So the choice will always continue once you have the game in your home.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Kate McGargy.
Computer games can be educational, and one good example is the newest game from Maxis called Sim Earth. And here to demonstrate the game is designer Fred Haslam. Also with us to show us the latest wrinkle in game software on a CD-ROM is Dave Reardon of Cinemaware. Paul?
Fred, when you're designing a game like this, how do you balance the entertainment values versus the education values?
In this game, we wrote something that we wanted to write that showed a lot of the basic principles of how the planet works. And we hopefully made something that would keep people entertained in the process.
All right, give us a look at Sim Earth here. Many viewers are familiar with Sim City, and I take it this is sort of the next evolution, if you will, from there.
Yeah, in some ways it is. It has the same basic idea of a game without goals, a game that you can pick your own directions. Briefly, this is the planet evolving and developing from its first molten core stage.
Not necessarily the planet Earth.
No, not necessarily planet Earth. Although that is an option, a scenario you can play.
So you can basically play this game from the creation of the planet, if you will,
yes,
up until modern times.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, eventually oceans would form on that, and then life would appear. And this is the same planet a little bit later, in the middle of the evolutionary stage. And here's a representation of all the various vegetation on the planet. Here's a representation of all the animals. And we can jump in briefly over here and look at some of the different species that have evolved. And we use a pretty standard evolutionary chart, what creatures come from what. Dinosaurs come from reptiles, birds come from dinosaurs.
Okay, as you move ahead, I take it at any stage, I mean, as player, you can mess around with the variables and change things and so on.
Yes, you can. You can directly interact with the planet. You could, for example, drop a meteor on something. Or put in a rainforest somewhere.
Yeah, I take it you deal with some of the current environmental issues here?
Yes, we do. Some of them, not all of them.
So when you put in a rainforest, then the planet itself and the life interact with that, and it either grows or shrinks depending on what would actually happen under those circumstances.
That's right. Now, to look over here and find where the cities are located. Oh, there they are.
And on this demonstration planet, it turns out people weren't the winners. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. The reptiles became intelligent on this one. One of the fun alternatives to try and do is to try and pick a class of animal and make that the intelligent life. Insects, for example, is a very good one to try for. Now, this planet is developed using only biosolar and hydroenergy, has never touched fossil fuels. And I'm going to give them free rein to use that right now. And show you.
Guess what'll happen.
And show you kind of what happens to the planet.
So we're ticking off geologic time here now on a planet that just started using fossil fuels.
Right. Actually, we're up to the point where we're going in tenths of years. And you can see the atmospheric temperature. And as you watch, it'll slowly increase. And this will have a dramatic effect on the vegetation. The yellow is desert.
Yeah, a little greenhouse, a little desert.
Yes, and the desert will start to grow.
As I said, games can be educational.
I am Samok, last of the Flake, the planetary travelers. We once were a race that came to understand the folding of space. This enabled us to move at the speed of thought, to explore the galaxies simply for the sake of exploration. Recently, we learned of a star system that held 8 planets. All were said to possess their own unique natural beauty, but one was said to be a world that exists as a meeting place of possibility, where untold numbers of beings have made the journey from one state of consciousness to another. Our fleet group set out to find this mysterious world. These are the visual flight logs of our journey.
This is one trip you don't want to miss. Planetary Traveler.
If you're into computer games, and if you aren't, why would you still be watching? You probably know about two online game sites called GameSpot.com and VideoGames.com. They're terrific sources for the latest and greatest in computer and video gaming. And we've invited a games reviewer who writes for both those sites to join us to look at some of the other hot new games on the market. This is Ryan McDonald.
How you doing?
And you got three favorites you brought with us.
Yes, I did.
And let's start with Mayhem, which is a wrestling game, right?
That's correct.
This is on the Nintendo 64.
Yes.
All right, so why do you like this game? What's cool about it?
What's cool about it is because it's got all the wrestlers from the WCW.
The real guys.
Yeah, the real guys. So if you're into Goldberg and Sting and all those guys, it's the only place you're going to find them.
All right.
It's got all the real matches, the arenas, like here's Fall Brawl. And they've also done this really neat thing along with the game that in real life wrestling, when they have a pay-per-view event, they give you a code and you plug it into the game and it like puts the roster of the real event up.
Okay.
So
you got all theatrics here.
Yeah, it's got the ring entrances.
Okay.
Hollywood Hogan. And once you get into action,
let's do the action with. All right, so what kind of controls, what moves can you make?
You can do just about anything you see on the real show.
Wow.
So you can do hip tosses, power slams. You can grab them from the back.
Okay, you're playing a computer player right now.
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm Goldberg, everybody's favorite. But one of the cool things that they did, and they tried to do, and they kind of did, is they kind of made it so that it has the feel of real wrestling. So there's always something crazy going on.
Right.
Like during the match, you'll see somebody just running the ring from nowhere.
Okay. You can actually leave the ring, right? In this game, the guy follows you, so it's not like just stuck in the ring.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you taunt them like in the real thing.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can get him to follow me. If he does, we can go backstage and fight in the parking lot. There we go.
Right.
So then it goes to this crazy security cam. So once you're back here, you can do all kinds of moves and. Hey, bro. You pick up different weapons and hit them with it. Oh, but he got to me first.
All right, so this is Mayhem. It's on the N64. Now let's go over to PlayStation.
Ready?
And a brand new game, right? Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Yes, this is coming out this fall.
And actually, you have like the Japanese version, right? Because it's not quite out yet.
It just came out in Japan.
Okay, what do you like about this one?
What I like about this one, I think you'll see that partially it's the story, but a big part of it is just the interaction you have with the world. You can see everything extremely detailed. And one of the scary things is it's about zombies.
Zombies.
And you gotta...
So this is action, you can blow guys up, but there's also you can interact with characters. There's a storyline.
There's a big part. That's probably the biggest part about the game.
So it's not just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, it's just talking with people and trying to figure out what's happening while all these people are turning the zombie.
So there's kind of a strategy here to understand what's going on.
Yeah, and if you follow the Resident Evil series, you know what the storyline is and the characters.
It's not just enough to kill these guys.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And so I kind of skipped ahead a little bit so we can.
That's all right. Yeah.
See, there's zombies everywhere. Everything's going crazy. So
the storyline is you don't know what's going on. There's all these zombies. They're all out to get you. You got to figure out why.
You got to figure out why, and you got to figure out, how you're going to stop them because, bullets don't help.
And again, we're seeing these Japanese subtitles because of the Japanese version of the game because we don't have the American one yet.
Right. And so every time you open a door and move from room to room, it shows you, this little cutscene so you know that you're moving along.
Okay, let's just check this out. Do you have a name?
This is Jill Valentine.
Oh, okay, got it.
Everybody that played the first game.
Right. All right, Ryan, I know there's one more game you want to show us, and that's the new Rainbow Six for the N64, the Tom Clancy book. Show it to us, and what do you like about it?
What I like about it is it's a little more real than most of the strategy, first-person shooter game.
How so?
It's you have to pick a team, and you interact with your guys, and you're telling them which way to go and how to get in the house and which is the best way to attack.
All right, so sort of show it to us and tell us the story at the same time.
All right, the game is basically you're part of this special elite forces team, and there's one of my guys right there, and we're supposed to go and rescue these hostages. And there's more to it than I don't want to ruin the story. For anybody that knows the book, they'll know what the story is.
There's a lot of strategy, a lot of story, but you got to beat up guys at the same time.
That's right. You got to save all these poor, helpless people that are, going to get killed by these terrorists.
But you're going to blow up these terrorists.
That's the idea. I'm going to try to get there and shoot them.
Can you find her real quick?
Yeah, here's one. No, he's...
you already got him. Yeah. All right, let me ask you one question. You've shown us 3 games. They're overly violent, beating up people, blood, blowing guys up.
All right.
A lot of people think this is a really bad thing, and it's affecting kids in a bad way. Does this bother you in a way? I mean, does this make you less sensitive to real human violence?
I've heard that question a lot, and I've played games since I was 13 years old.
Right.
I don't think I'm any different than anybody.
You're not a killer.
No, I'm not. But as far as these games nowadays, they all have the rating system that parents can use kind of as a tool to know which games are safe for their kids and which ones are not. So it's more of a comfort level for the parents than it is anything else.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a good thing to go by.
Right, thanks a lot.
No, it's fun.
All right, well, if there's a weak link in computer game technology, it is the user interface. After all, how much can you really do with a keyboard or a mouse or a joystick, even a vibrating game chair? But one company has just introduced one of the more revolutionary approaches to interacting with a game. It's the Reality Fusion Game Cam. And here to demonstrate Game Cam for us is the company's CEO, actually. Chad, how you doing? Great. What's the idea behind Game Cam?
You actually control the game with your natural body movements and gestures. So rather than relying on a keyboard or mouse, you just get up and use your hands or your head or any body part in order to immerse yourself.
The deal is you have this is a Logitech QuickCam. That's actually taking your picture and inserting you visually in the game and giving you control of the game.
That's correct. It is capturing your live video image and projecting that.
This is where seeing is believing. We've got to actually do this, not talk about it. So show us how.
Far better job of demonstrating it. So this is our main interface, and merely by tapping on any one of these different games, the Game Cam includes 6 different games, you can launch into.
So you actually control the interface with your hands too.
Absolutely.
So okay, go ahead.
Because of that, it's a natural for any type of sports title. So instead of playing basketball using a keyboard or mouse, you can shoot with your hands the way that you would on the playground.
I got to see.
And we're going to start with shoot.
All right. Okay. There's Chad inside the game.
No, this is actually a 2-player version. So if we want, you can play with your friend or your brother. And the idea is you just try and make baskets. Now, one of the cool things you'll notice is that this window actually moves towards the ball, so I can set myself up for a dunk.
So let's admit, you are literally hitting the ball in the basket right now, and if you do it well, you score, and if you don't, you miss.
That's right. I can hit it with my head, and I can hit a rebound. If I was a little bit more skilled, I'd make a few baskets. Okay. But you are literally immersed in the action. You'll notice that it's just cutting out my image. So it really creates this fantasy world where I could be playing in Madison Square Garden or the Forum, and I just see my image inside of the game.
All right, I want to show a couple of things here. Show us volleyball also. That's another really neat demonstration with the same idea where you're batting a ball in a different kind of game.
So I'm just going back to our main interface. Again, I'm controlling everything using my hands.
No mouse, no keyboard,
no keyboards. Exactly.
All right, so volleyball.
Into volleyball.
Watch volleyball.
Now, one of the nice things about volleyball is we include a number of different opponents, but you can actually create your own opponent just by having a friend come over and go through.
Get your both pictures in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so in this case, I'll be playing against not just a computer animated opponent, but rather someone that we tape going through certain motions.
So you're playing volleyball. Or just tell us what you're doing.
So I'm just now instructing it to serve to me. I'll hit the ball over, and you'll notice that.
That was pretty lousy, guys.
Yes.
All right, try again.
So now on the other side, Max is serving the ball this time, but he's nowhere to be found. He just went through different motions.
He's on tape. So he doesn't really.
He is on tape. Exactly.
That is cool.
So again, if I hit the ball harder, the ball will go longer. If I just tap it, it won't go as hard. So all the normal physics that you would expect to apply to a volleyball operate here.
So obviously these algorithms here are looking at the movement of your hand. It knows what your hand is, and then it reacts as if it was saying
That's right. It's exactly correct.
Now, pretty good.
Well, one of my main responsibilities as CEO is to test all of these games thoroughly. So I have become pretty adept at them.
All right, quickly, one more thing I want you to show me. You got a great karate game where you can chop the other guy. So let's pull up karate if we can.
I'll just quit out of volleyball.
And again, you just wave at your little option.
I'm just waving. Most of these screens have a couple different options, and I will go karate. Now, before we get into the karate, we've taken the liberty of actually taking your picture and superimposing it on top of our karate. Yes, but this might be appealing to some of your staff or possibly viewers. I don't know. But the idea is that, again, instead of using this keyboard being sedentary, I get up and I actually get to fight, in this case, with you, Stuart. And I can bop you in the head, and you can try and hit me back.
Well, I'm not really running the game. You just have my face in the
I just have your face, exactly.
Right.
So we have different levels. So right now we're at the first level, so you're not terribly quick or adept at hitting me. But as I move up the different levels, you'll become much faster and start to give me roundhouse kicks and some good left.
Yeah. Could we both be playing this real time if we had 2 quick hands? Not yet.
That's the next
version 2.0.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we got the nice sound effects.
Right.
So it knows when you've hit me.
Correct.
And I'm just looking like an idiot there while you're through. Yep. All right. Let me just ask you one more thing. Now, when I buy GameCam, what do I get?
You get this Logitech QuickCam camera. It's a full-fledged video camera. That's right.
Okay.
As well as 6 different titles. We have a combination of sports titles, some of which I've demonstrated for you here, and personal creativity. So, for example, we have something that's akin to a digital dance studio where you can get up and kind of rock out, and your body motion control different effects.
That is very cool. Thanks a lot. All right, that's our look at the latest in computer games. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week. Don't miss it. Now for my pick of the week. So far, we've concentrated on desktop game platforms, but one of the best developments in gaming over the past few years has been the evolution of handheld gaming devices, which all started, of course, with Nintendo's Game Boy. While Game Boy is like a dinosaur compared to my favorite new handheld gaming device, this brand new Neo Geo Pocket Color from SNK, a Japanese company. This little gaming box is fantastic, incredibly clear and smooth graphics, great ergonomics. It fits right in your hand and your fingers naturally rest on the key controls, including a real mini joystick and 2 simple control buttons. What is really cool is the Neo Geo has a port that lets you plug directly into a Sega Dreamcast so you can play your Pocket games through the console on a big screen when you're at home. The Neo Geo Pocket Color runs on only 2 AA batteries and it runs for a long time. I've been playing with this for about a week now and I haven't had to change batteries yet. And it has a backup battery so you can save games even if your main batteries die. And the software is great. I've been playing Pocket Tennis, which is the best computer tennis game I've played. I've also been playing Turf Masters, which is a great golf game. There are about 18 titles available right now, covering every game genre. This baby is really fun. You can get it online or at stores, retail price $69. For more information, check out their website at snkusa.com. That's it for this edition of the Chronicles. I hope you'll join me, by the way, for my new web radio show. Just hit the Talk Radio link at about.com. Thanks for joining us. I hope we'll see you here next time.
The Computer Chronicles is brought to you by BigStar.com, with thousands of videos and DVDs for the whole family.
Gifts for me?
Good time, great taste. That's why this is the place.
The good time, great taste
of McDonald's.
What's fun to give? Even more fun to get? Scratch and sniff Valentines from McDonald's. Now, with each Happy Meal you buy, you get 6 different Valentines to give to your friends.
Here.
Maybe that special girl
Here.
or guy. McDonald's Valentine Happy Meal. 2 sets to collect.
The adventure continues. Star Trek Voyager.
Mr. Paris, set a course. Engage.
The new series is on video now.
Participate in the resurrection. Alien Resurrection. Coming soon to PlayStation and Windows 95 CD-ROM from Fox Interactive.
Wow, video games sure are cool. But what does the future of interactive entertainment look like? To find out, let's check in with the brilliant minds at British Telecom.
BT Interactive TV is a new and unique home entertainment and information system. Trials begin soon in the Colchester and Ipswich area. Only 2,500 households will be exclusively invited to have the system installed free of charge and try the full range of services on offer. BT Interactive TV puts you in control. Any service can be viewed at any time, 24 hours a day. The movie service provides a choice of over 300 films throughout the trial period, and like all of the services, allows you to fast forward, rewind, and pause picture, just like watching a video.
Andy brought AIDS into our offices. I have a case.
I used to be a homicide detective.
I promise you won't get mad.
Why do I get so frightened every time you ask me that?
I told him you were dying.
I'm dying now?
BT Interactive TV brings the high street to your home. To make a purchase direct from the retailer, just enter your credit or debit card details and have the goods delivered directly to your door. Adland is a new concept in advertising, which enables you to select information on products and services of your choice in as much detail as you want, when you want it. The NatWest banking service offers a full range of financial services and information for everyone. And if you have an account with NatWest, BT Interactive TV allows you to access information on your account and carry out a range of transactions. News, information and advice, with separate services for Colchester and Ipswich. Local Life provides a complete guide to what's going on in your area. Entertainment, information, education. The education service is something to interest everyone. Many of the programs have been designed to complement the national curriculum. The service is also being trialled in a number of local schools. BT Interactive TV also allows you to download a huge variety of the latest and classic Nintendo games to your own console. Once it's downloaded, you can play the game on any TV in the house. BT Interactive TV means you choose when to watch and what to watch. The TV service provides over 600 hours of classic serials, dramas, comedies, sport, and award-winning documentaries, as well as your favourite soaps.
Got a time on you, cock? 22.
BT Interactive TV also provides a wide selection of serials, dramas, and cartoons for a younger audience through the Children's TV service. The music service provides over 200 hours of rock, pop, and classical music.
Free your mind.
How is all this possible? Information is stored digitally and sent via your telephone line to the BT Interactive TV system in your living room. It doesn't affect the use of your phone, even when you're using the system, and you will receive a separate itemized bill every month. BT are offering you an exclusive opportunity to be among the first to try this new, exciting, and innovative development in television. It allows you to choose what to watch and when to watch, 24 hours a day. To take advantage of this offer, all you have to do is complete the enclosed application form.